Our last story tonight is about movies. Next to summer, Christmas is the biggest time of the year for new films. 16 have opened in the last 2 weeks. Some of them may become blockbusters and some not. But there's one film that qualifies in advance as a certified hit. It's caught everyone by surprise, and that's exactly what the director had in mind. One of the most popular films released in the last few months was made 30 years ago. It is by Alfred Hitchcock. Rear Window is filling theaters across the country. It is one of the 5 films Hitchcock took out of circulation a few years after they were made, gambling that they would become more valuable. Rear Window has made $4 million in its first 2 months in the theaters. It's doing better than some first-run films.
Yeah, there is nothing like Hitchcock. They're well done and they're classy.
I find them actually more sexual because they reveal less and leave more to the prurient imagination of the viewer. Clean fun.
Suspense, his whole idea behind suspense. He wasn't into showing blood and, gory. He just knew how to get, without showing anything.
Because the plotting is good, and because the acting is good, and because the direction is good.
Richard Schickel of Time magazine has written about Hitchcock. We asked him why these films are still so popular.
You can take him at any level you want to. I mean, you can take him at the simplest and most entertaining level. And then, for the folks who want something more, there's all kinds of kind of enigmatic, problematical, even rather perverse themes running through the films. So there's a little something for everybody.
There's nothing to see.
What do you think? There is some. I've seen it through that window. I've seen bickering and family quarrels and mysterious trips at night, and knives and saws and ropes. And now since last evening, not a sign of the wife. All right, now you tell me where she is.
I don't know.
What's she doing? Where is she?
Maybe he's leaving his wife. I don't know. I don't care. Lots of people have knives and saws and ropes around their houses. And lots of men don't speak to their wives all day.
For example, if you're attending a re-release of Rear Window, there's a great deal of comedy in the thing. There's a sort of elegance in Grace Kelly's appearance. There's a sophisticated wit in the dialogue, all of that. Meantime, underneath it are running these curious Hitchcock themes. I mean, one of the things that did preoccupy him certainly was voyeurism.
A murderer would never parade his crime in front of an open window.
Why not?
Why, for all you know, there's probably something a lot more sinister going on behind those windows.
Where? Oh. No comment.
Start from the beginning again, Jeff. Tell me everything you saw.
There are notes of voyeurism in almost all of Hitchcock's movies. Of course, this is the movie that is explicitly about being a voyeur. Similarly, say, Vertigo. I mean, you're talking about really the obsessive pursuit of a mysterious woman. Well, that kind of sexual obsession was very close to Hitchcock's heart.
Do you see a portrait?
No?
If I could just find the key, the beginning, and put it together.
Explain it away. There's a way to explain it, you see. If I'm mad, that would explain it, wouldn't it?
Madeline!
You can go back and back to those things, and you will not only see more underlying themes of interest, you will also begin to appreciate absolutely brilliant technique, and it's a technique that does not call attention to itself any more than the themes consciously call attention to themselves. I mean, it actually plays very square with us in the way that a good mystery writer will play very square with us. I mean, in other words, all the clues are there.
Those flowers in four walls, pet flower bed.
You mean where the dog was sniffing around?
Where the dog was digging. Now look at those flowers. Look, right, those 2 yellow zinnias in this end aren't as tall as they were. Now, since when do flowers grow shorter in 2 weeks?
There's something buried there. Mrs. Thorwald.
He's just doing something different. He's usually quite uninterested in such mystery as may be going on in the film. What he is interested in is working on us, usually quite gently and with a sort of slow build toward a state of high anxiety. I mean, we thought of him as a master of suspense, but what he really was a poet of anxiety. That's the whole message, really, of Hitchcock. Our friends aren't as stable as we think they are. Our world is not as stable as we like to think it is. Even what appear to be logical cause-effect relationships very often aren't what they seem to be.
See, I look up, I look down. I look up, I'm going right out and buy myself a nice tall stepladder.
And take it easy now.
All right, now here we go. No problem. Well, it's a cinch. Here, I look up, I look down. I look up, I look down.
The second film in the series, Vertigo, is already opened in Los Angeles and Chicago and will appear in most other major cities in the next 2 weeks. Good night, Charlene.
Good night, Robin. That's our news hour for tonight. Thank you for being with us. I'm Charlene Hunter-Gault. Good night.